This is Alex. She's an ambitious, enthusiastic, and creative student. And recently, after watching tons of YouTube videos and Instagram reels, she thought,
I want to become a content creator.
that sounds exciting, but do you have everything you need to make your own videos?
Let me think.
After hours and hours of listing out the equipment needed to make her videos, Alex felt overwhelmed.
I just don't really know what to get, and I can't even afford all of that because I'm a student.
I hear you, Alex, but let me give you this. Your most needed equipment for your YouTube channel.
Ooh, interesting. Let me open this up. Hey there, it's Alex here. As the video has introduced, this box here holds a variety of equipment that I have used to create videos that share my ideas about learning and lifestyle as a student. I started my journey in 2024, and since then I have always tried to experiment new equipment that will help me to improve my video qualities. And throughout these attempts, I finally consolidated a list of items that don't have to be overpriced nor too technical for people who have just begun creating. So are you ready to open this box? Let's get into it. First and foremost, what do I even use to record this video? Well, I'm sure you can already guess it, is my iPhone 11. And I do admit that the video quality isn't always perfect, but I genuinely think that you should start filming on your phone before jumping straight into buying any professional camera. Quick tip though, for direct facing shots like this, I always stick to the 1x lens. But for vlogs or wider shots like the ones you've seen, go for the 0.5x. It's absolutely a game changer. Now, because I'm filming on my phone, I definitely need the gears and tripods that work with it, which are quite common in the market anyway. We've got big tripods and all the other kinds of stands. But first, let's talk about the classic long-legged regular tripod, because I know that's what a lot of you are looking for. So, I've got two tripods in this box, and they're actually pretty different from each other. The first one here is the OG, the very first tripod I ever bought. Honestly, it does the job. You spread the legs, clip your phone into the slider, and you're good to go. But here's where it gets a little frustrating. When you take your phone out, that slider grips so hard, like it will absolutely clamp onto your finger if you're not careful. And then when you try to fold the legs back in, okay, I'm not gonna lie, this scares me every time. It snaps out of nowhere. Also, heads up, the one that I'm showing you right now is my backup because the one that I brought abroad, some of the pieces already broke, which kind of says it's all about the quality. So after all of that, I finally upgraded, and I am so glad that I did. This is the KraftGeek Just Tap Magnetic Phone Tripod. And yes, it does exactly what the name says. Watch this. I just tap it and the legs pop open instantly. Woo! Okay, but safety warning here. Never tap the bottom with your hand. Because the legs shoot out fast and they might hurt you. Always tap this on a hard surface, such as a desk, floor, or any solid surface, and you're good to go. You've been warned. But honestly, that's not even the part that got me most excited, because look at this, it doesn't have a slider. Instead, it uses a MagSafe mount to hold your phone. And before you worry, this thing is 5 times stronger than the standard MagSafe. 5 times. And if you don't believe me, let me show you. Once your phone's on, you can tilt it, rotate it, angle it. It's your total creative freedom. And if you want to control your shots at a distance, KraftGeek includes a rechargeable remote control, so you can stop and start filming without running back and forth every single time. Honestly, this is such a thoughtful addition. I've been really impressed with this tripod so far, and I'm sure that it's going to be a solid companion for a lot of videos to come. Yay! If you want to grab one for yourself, I have a discount code for you. Just head to the link in the description box and use the code OALEX for 15% off. You're welcome. Alright, that's everything we have for tripods. Okay, moving on to something that doesn't get talked about enough. That is smaller stands. Think about it. When you see people filming on their desks or capturing content when they're out and about, do you think they're actually carrying a whole big tripod with them? I mean, technically they could, but why would you when you have, voila, this mini stand? This is a mini quadpod, and I genuinely mean it when I say this is one of the best things I've added to my setup. Before I had this, I was dragging my big tripod everywhere, even for simple desk shots, which, looking back, it was quite a lot. This tiny thing makes my life so much easier, whether I'm filming on my desk or out vlogging on the go. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Wait, isn't that basically a gimbal? And kind of, yeah. The main difference is that this quad pod doesn't really help with stabilization, which is worth noting. But here's the thing. I got this for somewhere around $5 or $10 in Vietnam, and that's it. And even if you're buying it somewhere else, I'm sure it's still way more affordable than any gimbal out there. So if you're just starting out, this little quad pod is honestly a solid option to have in your bag. And as always, upgrade it when you're ready, not because someone told you. Next up, I also have this magnetic foam mount, which works by suctioning onto smooth surfaces, which is pretty cool in theory. But I'll be real with you, this one is not my favorite. This vacuum suction isn't the strongest, and the MagSafe is definitely nowhere near as powerful as my KraftGeek tripod. So yeah, it has its limitations. That said, there are moments where this thing actually makes a lot of sense. Filming in front of a mirror, doing a skincare routine, or sticking it onto a window when pulling out a whole tripod is unnecessary. For those situations, it's actually pretty handy. Just one thing though, please get a good quality one if you do. I'm speaking from my experience because yes, my phone has fallen because of this. So yeah, don't cheap out on it. Overall, it's not the first thing that I would tell you to buy, but depending on the kind of content that you want to make, it might be worth keeping it in mind. Alright, we're done with tripods and stands. Now let's talk about something just as important. Microphone. And look, you can't just use the audio straight from your phone. Nobody's stopping you. But if you really want to level up your video quality, a good mic makes a massive difference. Honestly, when I was just doing voiceovers, I didn't think much about it. But the moment I switched to talking headshots like this one, I realized that audio matters so much more than I thought. For instance, if I'm sitting even just a little far from my phone, my voice already sounds distant. Also, when I'm vlogging outdoors, the ambient noises like traffic, the wind, or people talking will unavoidably compete with my voice, which is a mess. That's exactly where microphones come in to save the day. And the good news is they don't have to be expensive at all. My first ever Bluetooth mic was around $15 on Amazon. Now, I'll be honest with you, you do get what you pay for. It's not going to blow anyone away in terms of quality, but it works. It records my voice clearly, and that's probably everything you need for now. And let's try that out right now. This is my voice without using a microphone, filming a distance from my phone. And this is what I sound like after recording with my microphone. See the difference? Plus, you can always clean up your audio further using your editing software. I use CapCut for that, and it does pretty a solid job. But over time, I started caring more about my audio, so I upgraded to my GoCheck Bluetooth mic. It has better sound quality and still not breaking the bank. So my advice is to start small, see how much your audio matters for your content, and upgrade when it feels right. Don't overspend on mics, honestly. Okay, last thing is the lighting. And I'll keep this short because lighting is the least area I invested into. And I know, it's important, but for whatever reason, I never got around to buying anything fancy for it. Maybe that's a future video though. Who knows? Up until now, I've only been working with a desk lamp or plain old natural light. And you know what? It's been a mixed experience. On the bright side, I've saved some money and still have some decent looking shots. But the downside is that the lighting is never perfectly even. And that's where something like a light ring could genuinely help. Here's my one honest confession about lighting though. Whenever I have a light pointed directly on me, my eyes are instantly exhausted. It's such an uncomfortable feeling and I honestly don't really love it. But I think that's just the price you pay for good lighting, unfortunately. And one last tip before we wrap. Don't sleep on your editing software for this. You can adjust brightness and exposure after, which has saved you more than once. Guys, I guess my mystery box is empty by now. But honestly, I have a feeling that it won't stay that way for long. As I keep growing and upgrading my setup, this box is going to fill up back again. And I hope yours does too over time. I hope this video has given you a solid starting point for what you actually need to begin filming. Nothing overwhelming, nothing expensive, just the essentials that you need to get going. And if I can do this as a student, truly, so can you. No more excuses now. And one last reminder, if you want to get the KraftGeek Just Tap Magnetic Foam Tripod, go to the link in the description box below and use the code OALEX for 15% off. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!